Hello, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in Book Hunting. As you can tell, I'm not in one of my usual haunts, and since I'm doing this from the field, I would normally do it outside, but weather certainly does not permit that today, so it's any port on a snowy day. So I find myself here. I'm noticing a significant echo in the room. I'm in an empty house that's undergoing a remodel. Um, and for professional work reasons, I have access to it. And I thought, well, this is probably the best place I've got where I can have some privacy and make a video. And before I go any further, I won't bury the lead any more than I already have. The question of this video, did I find a $3,000 book out in the wild? And as you saw in the thumbnail, I found this book, Rosetsu, Ferocious Brush. It is a exhibition book documenting an exhibition of this artist's work held at the Reichberg Museum in Zurich, Switzerland in September and October of 2018. The picture on the front is one of two very famous paintings he did for a Zen Buddhist temple in Japan. This is the dragon. And I think in the insert, there is a fold out. Yes, it's going to be hard to navigate. But this is the other famous work that went in that temple, the tiger. The dragon and the tiger. Nagasawa Rosetsu was a Japanese artist, of course, who lived in the last half of the 18th century, I believe from 1749 or so to 1799, painting in the Edo period of Japan. Like a very significant artist of that era, and for the first time ever, there was a significant exhibition outside of Japan where dozens of his works were exhibited in this museum. And once again, this is an exhibition book. You'll find these from time to time. Usually they are expensive. But once again, to get back to the title of the video, is it $3,000 expensive? When I got this book, as I will sometimes, when I know I have something somewhat interesting, I did a little quick research just to see if there are other copies of this out there for sale and roughly what they're going for. And the first image that popped up on Google was a link to Amazon Books, where one of their third-party affiliates was attempting to sell this book for $2,995. Let's just round to $3,000. Now, of course, that's pretty exciting, but is this a $3,000 book? No. Is someone asking that much for it? Yes, but those are two very different things. Further research showed listings for this book in similar condition, and I would rate this as fair to good. You have a little bit of blunting of the corners, especially on the bottom. And because it's a large book, you get kind of splay. Although, that's very much intact, which is good. But, once again, $3,000? No. I have kind of a method, a shorthand method I use to evaluate books that have a known marketplace. Very simply, you do research. You find every place that it's being offered online. Now, of course, there might be tons of places not featured online where it may be cheaper than this, but this kind of gives me a benchmark. I did find several of the listings for the book ranging from $60 to almost $140. But my thought is, and it's been the rule of thumb I've used forever, and I'm no expert, I am no Tom Whaling, I am no Reed Moon. I do not find Gutenberg Bibles or first editions of The Hobbit, ever. But when I am trying to figure out a rough estimate of value for a book, I will look for those listings online, and I will take the cheapest one in a similar condition and try and match editions and those sorts of things. And that kind of gives you a ceiling for what you could realistically offer the book for. If I can go online and buy a book for $60 plus shipping, I probably can't sell that for much more than that online. Um, so, like I say, it kind of sets a ceiling price. Now, of course, if somebody walked into a bookstore, new or used, with this book, and it had a slightly more expensive price, they may just pick it up from the convenience. Um, but normally, this book, no surprise, this book I will be sending to the Hatter later this week, and like I say, give them a few days from the posting of this video to get it cleaned, processed, and priced. But like I say, I'm sure they'll give you a reasonable price, and I'm sure this is a book that they're going to list online. Um, and they know what they're doing, and they have better access to pricing tools than I do. So I'm sure they will do it accurately and fairly. But it is a beautiful book, full of, just, I think, beautiful art. You know, yeah. There's the tiger again. And once again, there's the dragon. Those two famous paintings, if I haven't already said, um, according at least to legend, um, Rosetsu painted in a single day to decorate the walls of a Zen Buddhist temple in Japan. Um, any event, beautiful book. But there's also another lesson here. These kind of books, I call art books, uh, either exhibition books or collections of the art of notable artists, um, often often have a good bit of value. Um, I find books like this, art books, and it's not unusual to have pricing that goes from, say, $40 or $50 to, I think the most expensive one I can really say was probably close to 300. And of course, since I am the book hunter, I am not paying anywhere near that. Uh, my modus operandi is to buy books at library sales or thrift store prices, and this is no exception. I got a thrift store price for this book. Um, so well worth getting. Financially, still very lucrative. If I can, spend $1 and get 60, of course, that's an exceptional return. But in any event, just wanted to share thoughts on that. And once again, just a last look at this just beautiful book. Um, and like I said, once again, a valuable lesson. You can ask whatever you want for this book. If this book is yours, you can set the price. But if you actually want to sell it, you're going to have to live in the real world marketplace. And the real world marketplace, I would say, is realistically somewhere between $60 and $100. Um, is this one of the more expensive books I found? Sure, but actually, it's getting more common to find books in this price range. Um, but as far as the most valuable book I've ever seen, ever hunted, uh, in my hunting, If I Ran the Zoo by Dr. Seuss still holds the prize at an estimated value of $350. This one's not even really close. It's still a beautiful book. It will be available at a very fair price. And like I say, uh, I hope you guys can find books like this. These books have small print runs, uh, are expensive to produce. In fact, you'll sometimes see exhibition books that have corporate sponsorship. Large banks or corporations will sponsor the publication of a book commemorating an exhibition at a museum. But if you're into that kind of thing, just a thought on where to look for them. And I've been finding a lot of these kinds of books, especially Japanese books. Uh, and I expect maybe in the next few days I'll find some more. And I'm still looking for that $3,000 book. And who knows, maybe I'll find it. But until then, keep safe, especially this season, keep warm, and good book hunting. Talk to you again soon.